Hello, friends. We are again meeting in order to understand a very brilliant poem written by Lord Alfred Tennyson, a representative poet of Victorian age. And he has written this brilliant poem Ulysses in 1842. Lord Alfred Tennyson, because he was the representative poet, therefore he has observed, he has studied the psyche of the Victorian era. Victorian age is known for inquisitive mind and quest for knowledge. This character, Ulysses, is a legendary character in Greek literature. Ulysses is the legendary Greek hero, and his heroic deeds and adventure has been sung by Homer in Odyssey. Dante has also used the character of Ulysses in his 26th canto of Inferno. Lord Alfred Tennyson made Ulysses the hero of Victorian era because Ulysses was a very unique king. Although he was the king of Ithaca, Greece, but he do not want to rule over his subjects, whom he thought, whom he perceived illiterate and not able to understand the importance of people like himself. The poem is like this. Now, this poem is also a dramatic monologue. Now, as you know, a dramatic monologue is a poem in which there is one speaker, and here the speaker is Ulysses himself. But if the poem is a dramatic monologue, there must be silent listeners as well. And in this poem, the silent listeners are Penelope, the wife of Ulysses, Telemachus, the son of Ulysses, and some friends and associates of Ulysses as well. Now, these listeners who are silent through and through, they will not utter even a single word during the course of this poem, but their presence is felt by the speech of Ulysses. So, this brilliant dramatic monologue is like this. It little profits that an idle king by this still hearth among these barren crags, matched with an aged wife, I meet and dole unequal laws unto a savage race. Now, Ulysses, who is the speaker, he says that he loves the life of a challenge and therefore he detests the life of idleness, life without any challenge. And moreover, he do not harbor to stick to a particular place. Hearth, hearth is a burning place, means burning stove, which is used for making, foods. So Ulysses says that he detests the life without challenge. He do not want to remain stick to a place. He do not want to be the place and parcel of this barren crag, because he knew that most of his land, of his kingdom, are barren in nature. He also knew that his wife has become aged, she has become old, and therefore he too has become old. He is well aware of the fact that he had only one life, and if he will waste his life governing over people who are very illiterate, very simple, docile, then in a way he is wasting his precious life. I meet and dole unequal laws unto a savage race. He says that the law is not equal because in those days, for privileged people, a different law is there, and for common people, a different set of laws are there. So he says that I used to embark, I used to meet and dole unequal laws, and his race, his citizens are savage. Savage does not mean barbaric. Here savage means docile and simple. That hoard and sleep and feed and know not me. He is of the opinion that his subjects, they are very simple, and their objective of life is simple as well. They hoard the food stuff, they sleep, they, they feed themselves and their family, and they are ignorant about the scholarship of their king, that is Ulysses. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. Now, this poem has been written at a time. This poem has written in order to promote, in order to motivate the young minds of Victorian era, because in those days there was no internet, there was no telecommunication, there was no other modes of acquiring information and knowledge. So, if somebody really is interested in acquiring knowledge, acquiring information, he or she had to travel from places to places. Ulysses says that I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the least. Means I want to enjoy each and every moment of my life. And at sea, all times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. Ulysses acknowledges that he is always on the move. He keeps on moving from places to places. He keeps from visiting from places to places. He has enjoyed. Many a time he has confronted problems as well, but those problems has not deterred him from moving from places to places. Many a times he has moved from places to places single-handedly, whereas there are times when other people has accompanied him as well. I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. On shore, and went through the scudding drifts, the rainy hates vexed the deep sea. He says that in search of knowledge, he has not only moved on the surface of the earth, many a time he has also confronted the very devilish nature of sea. And thereafter he acknowledges, I am become a name for always roaming with a hungry heart. He says that gradually people around my kingdom has started acknowledging me as somebody who is moving from places to places in search of information and knowledge with a hungry heart. Much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments, myself not least, but honored of them all. Author says, Ulysses says, who is the mouthpiece of this dramatic monologue, he acknowledges that gradually people have started acknowledging me as somebody for whom the quest for knowledge is important, and because of my movement, because of my movement from places to places, I have acquainted with the manners, the climates, the council, and the government of different states, of different continents, of different countries. And gradually people have started honoring me. Why? Because in every ages, people love and honor those who are the source of knowledge. And drunk delight of battles with my peers, for on the ringing plains of windy Troy. Author says, Ulysses says, that I am not simply keeps on moving from places to places for the quest of knowledge. Since I am also a king, therefore, when time warrants, I also tries to confront my opponents, my enemies, in order to secure the life and property of the people of my kingdom. I am part of all that I have met, yet all experience is an arc, where through gleams that untraveled world there, whose margin fades forever and ever when I move. Author says that since his childhood, he keeps on moving from places to places in search of information and knowledge. And wherever he has gone, all those experiences perhaps are stored in his mind as experience. Now he says that as far as this world is concerned, if people will not move forward, then they will rot down. And the moment they will decide to move forward, They will confront, they will experience new margins, new worlds which are still untraveled, untrodden. How dull it is to pause to make an end, to rest unburnished, not to sign a news. Ulysses says that even the most robust metal, that is iron, if iron will be not in use, gradually it will rust down and it will become useless. So he is simply a human being, and therefore he loves moving from places to places in search of knowledge, in search of information. And he acknowledges that he hates remaining at one place. He cannot think about sticking to a place. He loves from moving from places to places. As though to breathe or life. He says that merely breathing is not a life. Life means moving from places to places in quest of knowledge, in quest of information. So he want to live his life to the fullest. Life pile on life were all too little, and of me little remains. But every hour is saved from the eternal silence, something more a bringer of new things. And while it were for some 3 suns to store, that hold myself, and this grey spirit yearning and desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star beyond the utmost bounds of human thought. Ulysses says that the knowledge, the information on this world is immense, whereas, as far as he is concerned, he is already old, and he knew that a very limited amount of life is remained with him. So he wanted to utilize even a single minute of his life. He do not want to waste even a single moment, even a single second, because he knew that eternal silence is not far off. Death is not far off. Death will definitely confront me, and just before death, I have to, um, I have to search something wonderful for the future generation. And he acknowledges that he is already a 60-year-old, because he says, for some 3 suns to store and hoard myself, this grey spirit yearning and desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star. He knew that he is just like a sinking star. His death is not far off. He is already 60 years. And therefore, he has to preserve, he has to utilize each and every moment of his life, because his dil mage more, he still desires of something which is still out of position of human mind. This is my son, mine own Telemachus, to whom I leave the spectre and the Isle. Ulysses acknowledges that in my absence, my son Telemachus will look after my people, my kingdom. He will definitely uh, do things according to my taste in my absence. Well loved of me, discerning to fulfill this labor by slow prudence, to make a rugged people and through the soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. Now Ulysses also instruct his son Telemachus that since his pupil, his citizen, his subjects are not learned and scholarly, they are rugged, they are savage. Therefore, he instruct his son that in my absence, he should not use harsh measure in order to subdue them, in order to make them understand. Instead, he should use soft modes, soft methods in order to make them understand about the policies of the government. Most blameless is he, centered in the sphere of common duties, deceit not to fail, in office of tenderness, and pay meet adoration to my household gods when I am gone. Ulysses says, he instructs his son Telemachus that in his absence, Telemachus he has to do two sorts of duties. The first duty is that he will subdue his subject, he will take care of his subject, the subject of Ithaca. And the second is that Telemachus also should not fail to do the common duties of his household. Telemachus must support the wife of Ulysses uh, in his absence, and also he should also take care of the homely gods. And then says he works his work. I means in my absence, Telemachus will do his work, the works entrusted by Ulysses to him, and Ulysses will do his own work. There lies the port, the vessels puffs her sail, there glooms the dark broad seas. Now then, Ulysses says that the on the port the vessel is already awaiting for him. Vessel means small ships. Ships are already there waiting for him. And he is not alone. Some friends who are like minded, who are also like Ulysses, who also want to search knowledge, who are also in quest for knowledge, they are also waiting in that vessel, and they are eagerly waiting for Ulysses to accompany them. My mariner souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with frolic welcome took the thunder and sunshine, and opposed free foreheads, you and I are old. Now Ulysses is trying to motivate his friends who are also old. Ulysses wants them to understand the fact that in this entire life they have supported me. They were they stood beside him both at the time of thunder as well as at the time of sunshine. And Ulysses is trying to motivate his friends that although you and I have become old, but becoming old does not mean the loss of everything, because old age hath yet his honor and his toil. Death closes all. But something ere the end, some work of noble note may yet be done. Ulysses is trying to motivate his associates, his friends, who always stood beside him at different phases of life. Ulysses wanted, he's trying to instruct his friends that however they have become old, but old age is not a curse, it is not a disease. In fact, they can search for something very considerable, something very outstanding before the death. So, if they will do so, definitely they will make their old age a very honorable and memorable one. Not unbecoming men that strove with God. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. Now Ulysses says that he is perceiving the twinkling light emanating from the lighthouse. It means that it is already becoming darker. The evening is about to culminate. The darkness is about to creep on the entire landscape. So, just before it becomes dark, let us embark this ship and move away, sail away uh, farther from this land, and try to discover something which is still beyond the human mind. The long day wanes, the slow moon climbs, and the deep moans round with many voices. Ulysses says that since we are going, our near and dear one are mourning for us. They are lamenting for us. But do not consider the lamentation of our near and dear one as a bondage. Instead, we should do things entrusted in us. Come, my friends, it is not too late to seek a newer world. Puff off, sitting within order smite. This sounding furrows for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset, and the bath of all the western star until I die. Ulysses tries to motivate his friends. He is of the opinion that even just before our death, we have to discover something which has not been discovered by human mind. It may be that the gulf will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isle and see the great Achilles whom we knew. Now, Ulysses is trying to motivate his friends. He wanted them to understand the importance of their voyage. He is motivating them by saying that there are two possibilities of our voyage. The first possibility is that we all will die, but even that death will be honorable one. And the second possibility is that it might be a possibility that we can discover the happy island where our great hero, the great Greek hero Achilles is still residing. Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, we are. Ulysses acknowledges that there are strength at one point of time within them. Unfortunately, now since they have become old, the things which has departed from them, the strength which has lost from them, we cannot compensate that. But we should also not lament upon the fact that our eyesight has become weaker, our strength has become weaker. Although we are not with that strength, but at least our hearts are heroic in nature.